All right, this is Geometry Lesson 7-3. We are on Standard P. It's a short lesson today on area because we had a quiz. All right, so formula. Area is equal to, shout it out if you know it. Area of a circle. Know it? Kind of, but not really. Okay, it's equal to pi times the radius squared. And note that r is equal to the radius. This is something that you need to memorize basically for the rest of your, well, not for the rest of your life, for the next 5 years of your life, which is for a very long time for us. So this comes up all the time in every single math class that you take after geometry, especially in calculus. This thing is used over and over again too. In college, if you ever take any math class, they expect that you know this. On the SAT, they expect that you know this, although they do give it to you in case you forgot. This comes up over and over. Okay, so how do we know that this is the area of a circle? So unfortunately, we can't prove that in this class, so darn. We need calculus. So, sad face. In order to prove that this is the formula for a circle, we just need a little bit of basic calculus and then we could prove it. So we'll come to that later when you take calculus, or if you take calculus in college. It depends. So it's usually going to be in your senior year, depending on how far along you are in math. All right, so with that formula, let's see if we can apply it. So in our first example, the diameter is 10 meters. So what's the area? Tell me what to do. Well, we need a radius, so first step is
pi times 5.
times 5. Where'd you get the 5 from? Okay, so the radius is 5 because it's half of the diameter. So 5 squared. Area equals to pi 5 squared. So the area exactly equals 25 pi. And don't forget our units. What are our units here? Just shout it out if you know it. Meters, careful, meters squared, yeah, because whenever we have area, it's always going to be in square units. All right, let's try a slightly more challenging one, number 2. I have some square roots in here. Let's see if we know how to handle these. So again, area is equal to pi times the radius squared, so it's going to be this thing squared, 4 divided by the square root of pi, all of this squared. So the area is going to be equal to pi times, I need to simplify this. So this is going to be the same thing as, if you want to write this in the notes, this is going to be 4 squared divided by the square root of pi, all of that squared. So the numerator is going to be, shout it out, 16, thank you. And the denominator, the harder part, is going to be pi, yeah. And notice that we have a pi on the numerator, pi in the denominator, so they cancel out. So the area is equal to 16. And don't forget our units, inches squared. And another type of problem that I can throw at you, if I give you the area and go backwards, I'm asking for the diameter. Notice that it doesn't even give us the diameter here, it gives us the radius, so we'll have to do that step also. So we know the area, so let's plug that in. We have the area, which is 169 pi. That should be equal to pi times the radius squared. So radius squared. Just setting it equal. Everything that we know, we plug into our formula. All right, what can I do to both sides? I'm trying to solve for r. Any first steps? Yeah, Fiona has it. Let's divide both sides by pi. So when I divide by pi, these pi's cancel out, and I'm left with r squared is equal to 169. So in order to solve for something with a square in it, I need to undo that square. I do that by someone aside from Fiona. How do I undo a square?
Square root it.
Square root it, perfect. Square root of 169, shout it out if you know it. 13, there it is. So r is equal to 13. So sometimes when you do a square root, most of the time you should have a plus or a minus whenever you square root, just to account for the fact that I could have had r equals negative 13. Why did we not have a negative 13 here? Yeah, exactly. You can't have a negative radius, so we don't worry about the negative. And that's all we have for the notes. Go ahead and write your summaries.